doing okay. Chocobirds here, a very unusual review. It's the Maltesers Raspberry Flavour Biscuits. Yeah, so did orange and mint flavour biscuits, both separate, not the same. You know, mint flavour biscuit as well as an orange flavour biscuit. But they've done a raspberry flavour one as well, so very unusual flavour. And it is a UK one. You might think this is a sort of import of some kind, but yeah, I think it's a UK one anyway. So very unusual, very unusual. Just goes to show, doesn't it? But yeah, I don't know where the raspberry flavours come from, and so I'm not even sure where I got it from really. Was it something like Home Bargains or something like that? I think it was. So yeah, unusual. It's yeah, I don't think it was in a regular supermarket anyway. So just very random, really, very random one. So I'm not sure what to make of it basically, but I'm excited for it all the same. The Maltesers have been doing lots of different products recently. They've done orange flavour buttons, mint flavour buttons, orange flavour biscuits, and mint flavour biscuits. Yeah, they've just been doing lots of different products. I say the buttons range generally as well is a different thing, and some other different ranges as well. As you probably know as well, they've done the teaser bar over the years as well. Done various other things also. You know, this one's like a sort of honeycomb cream scent as well, like the little bunnies to do at Christmas and things like that, or at Easter. You know, stuff like that. So they've done some very unusual ones, and the truffle ones as well. I think that was it, wasn't it? Malteser truffles as well. Did white chocolate ones of those as well as the regular milk chocolate ones, and they've just done dark chocolate Maltesers also. So they're doing lots of different products all of a sudden. So very unusual for them just to branch out so much in such a short space of time. That's what they're doing. And then I'd say this one seems even more random. You know, raspberry flavoured Malteser biscuits. You know, just very strange. It's also odd that because they generally don't have these different flavours as the actual Malteser, regular Malteser range. But I kind of understand why they do that now, because I think it just overpowers the malt flavour. It's the gist of it. So yeah, so you know, I think that's why they don't generally do it in their normal Malteser range. So yeah, so there we go. Although you could argue it would overpower any malt flavour in here, but I don't think it's quite the same in this case. It's got raspberry flavoured biscuits containing honeycomb pieces coated in milk chocolate. Ingredients: milk chocolate 45%. That's of interest. Palm fat. There we go. Trying to look, but I can't see anything else. More palm fat there. Includes cereals containing gluten. Milk chocolate contains milk solids 40% minimum, cocoa solids 25% minimum. Suits for vegetarians. Alright, yeah, and there's the calories. So portions per pack 5, so that means 5, well I think that means probably 10 biscuits actually. Yeah, I think there's 2 biscuits per portion. That's weird, 100 millilitres? Why is it giving it in millilitres? That's really weird. That must be a typo. 100 millilitres? Must be per 100 grams. That can't be per 100 millilitres. I mean, it just makes no sense whatsoever. That's a really weird one, isn't it? 502 calories, 25 grams of fat, 13 of which are saturates per 100 grams, I assume. And per portion, 22 grams, 110 calories, 5.4 grams of fat, 2.8 of which are saturates. That's roughly a fifth. So yeah, it kind of adds up. So it must, yeah. So, yeah, it must have, yeah, that's a weird typo, isn't it? And the thing for the nutritional information as well, which you'd assume would have to be very accurate. You know, some kind of law to make sure that it's accurate. That's a bit poor, that, isn't it? You would assume so, but obviously there isn't. Okay, well, anything else of interest? Oh, yeah, there you go. So your servings, 2 biscuits equals 1 serving. 110 grams. Snap and share, it says, but surely we'd just give 1 biscuit to yourself and 1 biscuit to someone else of the portion, you know, not snap one in half. Suits vegetarians, it seems a bit stupid. It's just trying to promote sharing, isn't it? But there we go. A bit weird, really weird type on that. It's like it's been overlaid wrong, doesn't it? So it's giving it like a strange effect that's meant to be like 3D or something, you know. Pour that. Okay, store in a cool, dry place away from a strong light. Once open, store in an airtight container. Right, Mars Wrigley UK. Burton's biscuits. There we go. Snap 'em, crunch 'em, love 'em. There we are. Yes. Looks pretty good, doesn't it? Looks quite nice. It's reminiscent of the marshmallow flavoured Maltesers I got from Australia. It does look similar-ish. Well, I guess I got them from Australia in, you know, insofar as they came from Australia originally, but I imported them. I didn't go to Australia myself. But yeah, because they say there's some replication of colours there. A bit of a darker purple on these ones, or darker pink. Fuchsia. I think it's fuchsia. All right, let's give them an open. Have a look into them further. So let's do it. Let's give them an open. Okay, I'm going to give these raspberry flavoured Maltesers biscuits an open. Yes, so new. Not sure where I got these from. I don't think they're readily available, but very interesting flavour. They must have been B&M or Home Bargains, I think. So yeah, let's give them an open then. So time recording, I've done about 930 reviews, believe it or not. So if you like this video, please click the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And I've talked about a corner, I've got links to place to all my other reviews, as well as some related ones, such as other biscuit ones, other Maltesers ones, the Malteser biscuit ones. So if you do watch this one, go check those out. Hopefully enjoy those too. Let's see, the first one I want to see is there a nice raspberry smell coming from them. There is actually. It smells more, what's it smell like? I don't know, it smells... I feel like I've smelled it before, like it's maybe a raspberry yogurt or something like that. It has that sort of fresh smell to it. You know, it's perhaps not quite raspberry-like, but you know, yeah, ticks the boxes. But you can see immediately when we look at this, you know, problem with these Malteser biscuits, you can see that you could easily fit, for sure, another pair of biscuits at least, couldn't you, in here? And they're obviously separated as well by these sort of trays, you know, so there's definitely space for more biscuit. It's a bit poor, you know, and then the height as well. You know what I mean? The fact they don't go right to the edge, for the height of this, you know, yeah, you can't quite tell. It's not as easy to tell actually, but you can see it's a bit higher than it needs to be as well. But if you can consider taking one of these out, put it on the front, just look at the height difference there, that's just not available. It's another ball of the biscuit. So at least a quarter again for each biscuit basically. You consider that there's 5 of them, you know, so that's, so, you know, it's 2 extra biscuits because they're double layered as well. 2 extra biscuits, you know, 3 extra biscuits, 3.5, and you could fit an extra one at the end there. So, yeah. So it's another 5 to 6 biscuits, probably just roughly off the top of my head. You get the gist of it. You know, there's plenty more room for more biscuits in there. All right, let's look into one a bit closer then. So yeah, so let's say you've got that similar shape that regular Malteser biscuits have. Let's give one a measure, shall we? So let's give one the, I guess you'd say the height. It's about 6.5. The width in the middle, roughly, so they're not quite uniform, but about 2.8. Yeah, about 2.8. Then between the bobbles or the ball bits, about 2.2. Now it's a bit melty today. Chocolate's melting a bit easy. About 1.1, 1.06, almost 1.1 if you round up. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so there's that sort of fresh smell coming from them. There's that raspberry type flavour. So it's quite a raspberry type smell. So quite interesting. Give a bit of a snap. See there, kind of up against. Biscuit very similar to a sort of rocky biscuit. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, nice sort of, I don't know if it's an OT biscuit as such, but a nice, yeah, a wheaty biscuit. I'm not sure how you describe it, but it looks very interesting. So yeah, it's very nice. Yeah, very similar to sort of rocky biscuit basically. It's like that kind of consistency if you're familiar with that. And of course very similar to all the other Malteser biscuits as well. But yeah, we should give it a taste. Find out whether it tastes raspberry-like and whether it works. So let's do it. Let's give it a taste. Okay then, everyone, getting these raspberry flavoured Maltesers biscuits a taste. Yeah, so look very interesting, don't they? Very unusual. I've done various other flavours in their range of biscuits, sort of the orange ones and the mint ones, and various other products as well, saying the mint buttons and the orange buttons, and just the buttons generally. And so there's Malteser truffles they did, and now they've done the dark chocolate Maltesers as well. So interesting one, but never really replicate these in their regular Maltesers range. But I think I quite understand why that is now, and I think it's just because it would overpower the actual Malteser malty filling, and just wouldn't be able to taste it. So yeah. But this is an interesting one. Yeah, as I say, don't know where this one came from. They haven't done raspberry in any of the other range before, not raspberry flavoured Malteser buttons or anything. So very unusual, but I'm glad it exists. So yeah, so it comes in these kind of biscuity shapes like the rest of them. A bit of an unusual one. So quite odd at the bottom there, you can see, but there we go. Quite knobbly. But yeah, it looks very nice. But yeah, does it taste nice? Let's find out. Let's give it a taste. Let's see. Yeah, not bad, you know. A sort of raspberry-ish taste, you know what I mean? But I've said these ones have kind of got a more honeycomb biscuit, but it's more sort of rocky biscuit. It's just more a regular biscuit, really. So the flavour is allowed to come out. You're not really affecting the rest of it that much, really, because it's not really about the honeycomb as far as these biscuits are concerned. You know, you can see it's like a bit of a goldeny looking biscuit, but nonetheless, yeah. Not overly honeycomb is what I'm trying to get at. You could argue it's very strange, what's the point? But we'll say it's honeycomb pieces inside the biscuit. It contains honeycomb pieces inside the biscuit, basically, rather than it being just honeycomb all over. So yeah, I'm not sure what the percentage is. Biscuit actually says. Yeah, it doesn't really say for sure. Milk chocolate 45%. Yeah, I can't see the actual honeycomb in the biscuit, it doesn't say. It's hard to make it out, but they're very nice, these. Yeah, they're very nice. Yeah. Chocolate's quite melty, melts quite easily. It's a lovely biscuit consistency. I really like it actually. It's a very reminiscent of obviously the other Malteser biscuits, but Rocky biscuits, things like that. Don't we get any honeycomb flavour or anything like that, or consistency? But yeah, very nice. It's nice. I think it's quite as good as the orange ones. I think the orange ones really blew my socks off. These ones a bit more straightforward, a bit more normal. You know, yeah. Interesting though, all the same. But the raspberry flavour's a bit... It's okay, but it kind of gets a bit lost a bit quicker. It doesn't seem to linger too much. Let's try nibbling off both ends and see if we can use it as a straw. Probably cut this hot drink, hot coffee. Let's see. Certainly can. So it's basically nibble off both ends, and it sort of, you can suck the coffee through it basically, and it works pretty well. Let's see now what it tastes like. Totally melted the biscuit in the middle. It's yeah, it's a bit messy to do that, but a nice experience all the same. You can do lots of things. Kit Kat Chunkies, penguins, blue ribbons, I imagine. Regular Kit Kats. It's worth trying out on some things. It does work well with that, but yes, you can see end up with a bit of messy fingers basically. But interesting one. It's not bad, this one. I feel like the flavour's not quite as good as the orange one. I think the orange one really blew my socks off for some reason. I know, it just works really well. The mint ones are okay. These ones are not so bad. It's just a bit more normal, I think you'd say. There's a nice smell to them. And the raspberry flavour though, I've kind of lost it now. I'm not really getting any raspberry flavour at all. It's quite a sort of vanilla-y type flavour. So it tastes a bit, I don't know. When I say vanilla, it has a sort of freshness about it, you know, rather than a dedicated raspberry flavour, if that makes sense. So it's kind of sort of comes across as a bit more just like a sort of vanilla flavour almost. A bit like a raspberry milkshake flavour, but if you imagine that the raspberry flavour has been really toned back a bit, it's what it's coming across like now. So I'm getting more, just as I say, that sort of creamy, milky, vanilla-y flavour is what I'm trying to get at. Yeah, so imagine that's kind of how it's turned out to be now. So they're not too bad. I really like the biscuit. I think the biscuit's really nice. I'm not getting much of a honeycomb sort of taste from them or flavour. I don't feel like I'm tasting any honeycomb pieces in there. It just tastes like biscuit. But the biscuit's a nice one. I do like Rocky biscuits, and it does basically replicate that sort of, I'll say, that nice sort of digestive-y, biscuity experience. It's quite a bit of an indulgent digestive, almost a bit like a breakaway, where it's got that sort of nice filling in the middle, if you know what I mean. So yeah, very it's just a sort of type of digestive that sort of works quite well when covered in chocolate and things like this. I don't know if it's exactly the same as a regular digestive or not, but that's a basic type of biscuit it is, but just one done in a sort of a thicker way, almost a bit more. I think basically the biscuit pieces or whatever a bit more aerated, so it just gives it a better crunch and a nicer eating experience basically. Yeah, hard one to explain, but that seems to be the gist of it. So for me, I'd say the raspberry flavour is a bit too subtle for me. I think it's nice, but it's just not quite as good as the orange flavour is the gist of it. But it's a bit different, but it does seem to, I don't know, kind of lose its way a bit after a couple of bites. So I'm kind of just tasting a bit more of a sort of vanilla-y type taste now. I mean, it's still tinted with raspberry, but it's just kind of been a bit lost basically. I don't know why that is, but there we go. Yeah, I don't think it's because I need more of the smell of it to be able to feel like I'm tasting it, because the smell's important to it. I'm not too sure, but yeah, interesting. But lovely biscuit, really nice crunch, lovely experience as well. I think Malteser biscuits are just nice biscuits generally. I'll say the flavour for this one's kind of a bit lost, unfortunately, but I'm glad that it exists. I mean, it's a nice flavour to have, but it's just not quite as I don't know. Yeah, it just seems to be lost quite quickly when you're just eating it, and I don't know. It seems to not be prevalent as much as the orange one and the mint one as well, of course, for obvious reasons there. But the orange one, I think, is the one that was really an enjoyable experience, and that was pretty much a 5 out of 5 for me. But this one, I still really like it. I still think it's nice, a good solid biscuit. And the chocolate cover is nice, but it does melt quite easy. It's a warm day today, but it's not ridiculously warm. I've reviewed a few other chocolates today, and they've not melted nearly as much as these have, just by handling them and things. So the chocolate's very, very melty. But as I say, you know, it's quite warm today, yeah, in my house. But even so, I'd say other chocolates have been fine. So there is that as well. But yeah, so it's a nice biscuit, but the flavour's nice, but it just disappears after a bit. It just sort of seems to be washed away with the chocolate and biscuit centre. So, and I can't really taste much of a honeycomb, but I think that's kind of the case with these biscuits anyway. And I'm okay with that really. I feel like the Malteser part of this biscuit is kind of lip service to Maltesers rather than it really being about Malteser. And I don't mind that because I feel like the biscuit's a nice biscuit and I feel like the flavour as well would probably overpower the malty flavour anyway. So yeah. So for these ones, I think it's a 4 out of 5. A nice biscuit, but not really raspberry enough for me. At least not after the first bite or two anyway. Okay guys, hope you enjoyed that review. You know the drill by now. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Check out the YouTube member program. Click on these links that's appearing on the screen now. Leave a like. Subscribe if you haven't already, as I say. Leave a comment also. Always great to hear from you and always do my best to reply. Check out the Discord server as well. Link for that's in the description also. Have a great day as well and I'll see you next time. Thanks so much guys. Take care. Bye for now. See ya.